As you know, China has been the largest developing market for mobile gaming today. So as the name of our company, TalkingData, we talk with data, and data help us explain things. So today I'm gonna use our data to give you an overview of the market behind the Great Wall, and also our big data technology that how to enable you to see success in the gaming market in China. So a bit information about TalkingData. We are today China's largest data service provider for mobile. We provide a comprehensive solution, all-in-one solution for the mobile industry. So we provide analytics for mobile developers, and we got a vertical version for the mobile gaming operation driven by data. And we got an app CPA, our mobile ad tracking system, which is the largest third-party ad tracking system in China. And so we collect a lot of data, and we built the Insight platform, which is the largest market intelligence platform that we give reports and insights to everybody who's looking at the Chinese market. And it is based on the platform that we released recently. We call it Mobile DMP. It's a data management platform, which we gather the data that cover like 700 million unique devices, and we build a comprehensive profiling system on that, and we enable the audience targeting advertising to the whole mobile industry. So several numbers. By the middle of this year, we have our platform and services have been accessing 700 million unique smart devices. We have been serving 8,000 mobile games, so we're growing very fast. And in China, over 40% of the top grossing games have adopted our big data solutions, and especially for those mid-core and core games, and they have been our clients. So we have solid relationship with the whole ecosystem, from the developers, the publishers, and the dominating channels and ad networks today in China, and also the carriers, the three major carriers. So, yeah. So first, I want to give some most recent report about the Chinese mobile market. So, and first, I would like to talk about the mobile population and mobile gaming population from our study. I know there are a lot of institution release numbers about the mobile market in China, the total size of the mobile market in China, but our angle is from the device. The consumer side, we only focus on those active devices, those active mobile users. So you see, at the end of last year, the total active mobile devices has been reached 550 million, and 96 of them has already been gamers, by the definition that the mobile users had at least played one game and install and play one game on their mobile device. And over the year, the conversion rate, I mean, the people who had paid for a game had reached nearly 10%. This is really amazing. It's going very, very fast. So to understand the market, we got to know what the gamers, what the consumers are using. Let's look at the devices. So China is a country of Android. I mean, Android is the largest platform in China today. The ratio between Android and iOS devices has been 7:3, and if we look at it inside, it's pretty fragmented, and the competition has been fierce since the fast growth of the domestic brands and domestic manufacturers. Someone like Xiaomi and Oppo, Bubugao, Lenovo. So this is an internal. We're going to release this pretty soon in next month. We call it a mobile observatory that we give the dynamic of the Chinese mobile industry, we can see that today Xiaomi, they call themselves the Apple of China, has surpassed Samsung, a global brand, to be the #1. They got 3 unique models that has the largest shares in the mobile device market. So the device market is pretty fragmented, especially we got a word like 1,000 yuan models in China. So for these models, they have occupied a large share of the total market because they are affordable to the major of the population. They are good. They seem very capable on both hardware and software, like 4-core CPU, 1 GB RAM, and they have almost the latest version of Android ROM, so they can run both the most advanced premium apps and games on their devices. So that's why it's pretty popular in China. So that bring key tips for the success of mobile business in China is the compatibility to the devices, and we from our data, we can see that for a successful title in China, you got to make your application compatible to 60% of the major platforms, of the major ROMs. Like you know that some local ROMs, they have their customized version to the original Google version. So TalkingData have given a total solution on the mobile device analytics. So we help you to understand and know what's your for your mobile users, what type of models are they using. We got the largest updated library for the most updated models, and we also help you to detect the errors by the device dimension to help you to find in real time if there's any severe compatibility errors for your application. So next, we're going to talk about the distribution ecosystem, people and how people and where people get content, application, and games from. So it's quite different from the global ecosystem where there are only 2 or 3 app store and social platforms. Something like this is quite similar to the view, to the scene that on my way to the town. I mean, I saw a lot of houses on the hill. It's something like this. So it's quite fragmented. And from our data, we found that third-party app stores are still the major sources for downloads and for the distribution traffics. And for Android, there are like 80% distribution volume are from the third-party app stores. There are no Google Play, but there are like 300 to 400 third-party app stores in China on Android. But among those 300 to 400 different app stores, the top 10 have control like 90% in the total traffic. But for iOS, it's different. People are getting used to download from the official app store, from the jailbreak app, from the jailbreak versions and other app stores, non-jailbreak app stores. So, and for the user acquisition, ad networks is still the major way for the app on the iOS platform. So from the data we track, there are like 40% of the mobile users have at least 2 different third-party app stores installed on their device, and they downloaded the app from at least two app stores on their device. So these are the latest data about the top third-party app stores in China in terms of the coverage, the penetration, and the active usage. We see that 360 is still the largest one, but there's for the number 2, My App, 应用宝 from Tencent are growing so fast, thanks to the the WeChat's, the advantage on the traffic. And since Baidu has acquired 91, and they had 3 different app stores today, and altogether they can compete, and they can also been at the top 3. And talking about the mobile advertising in China, and there are some of the top ad networks in China, and their revenue shares of the total market. And Dumob and Lime, they are the top 2 in terms of app distribution. And today, and the incentive offer wall are the major ad form to do user acquisition. Since Apple has adjusted its algorithm to for the rankings, before there are many business on the boating business to generating some fake traffic. But since Apple has adjusted its algorithm on the rankings, this doesn't work well any longer, and the people are and the incentive offer war are become so popular to drive, to do the burst campaigns, to drive a lot of traffic and users in very short of time, to help you to get top of the chart, to attract more organic traffic. And next, let's look at the content side. What what genres of games are attractive to users? And so we got another internal system tracking the app installs and app usage on the the mobile devices of China. So if you look at the top games in terms of installation and activity, DAU and MAU, or even the retentions, we see that the casual genre and casinos are dominating the top charts. That is kind of like a contribution from Tencent, because Tencent has been doing a great thing, that turning mobile users into mobile gamers through its promotions on this popular WeChat platform. But in terms of revenue and conversion, mid-core and hardcore genres are the major contribution to the total market. But today we found that there are more and more paying users and spenders in the casual genres, but free-to-play and freemium is fully adopted for casual genres in China. So because of this, so internal app purchase mechanic design will be the next focus point for the casual genres, because it has the capability to cover the major of the mobile game population. But if you look at monetization, mid-core and hardcore games, they have there will be more and more fierce competition, and the people should have deeper studies and operations on their core spenders and their loyal users. And IP and innovation of gameplay mechanic should be the key factors for future success. We can show you some examples. Like, we know WeChat are phenomenon. We know Tencent are dominating the top chart of the app stores, but we do find some dropping since the Q2 this year. That is because the competition from other non-WeChat titles. I can give you an example. It's called Legend of Dota. And this is a quite successful non-WeChat title. It smartly leveraged the IP of Dota and cover the population of Dota. And also it it brings an innovation gameplay mechanism that combines the car battle gameplay mechanic and the action mechanic, which is very attractive to most of the gamers. That's why it surpassed WeChat games to be the top on the grossing chart of the App Store. Okay, so mobile game in nature is still a business. For a business, you should look at the ROI. On the cost side, if you look at the CPI or CPA to acquire a new user, it almost doubled over the last year. But we found that 80% of the developers' content and titles are even unbalanced after the 30 days things for new user acquired. So this brings the requirement for the ROI enhancement. Actually, ROI requirements are from the whole ecosystem, both from the demand side and supply side. For the content providers, the developers, the cost to acquire users is rising very, very fast. Even they cannot, most of the developers cannot afford those sky-high price for the key resources today. So they want to spend smart money on the right users. And for the supply side, for the platforms and publishers and channels, in China, there's the very interesting things that the platform often work on a revenue share. We call it CPS model with the content provider. So they must also spend smart resources on the right users too, and that brings the requirements on an audience targeting platform, which we call a DMP. So TalkingData is we build a DMP towards these requirements. We gather together the 700 million unique devices, and we build the data of the behavior each of these unique devices, and we build a comprehensive profiling for each of the unique devices, and we open it with APIs to enable both the advertisers and the ad networks to do the audience targeting advertising. So we have done some case studies. We do an A/B test for MMORPG title using DMP-enabled targeted advertising and also traditional advertising. Turns out the enhancements is pretty significant in terms of the conversion numbers. Another case study is pretty interesting. Probably on the earth, this only can happen in China today. We have done some cross-industry innovations. We can match up the users on the mobile banking applications and the mobile gaming industry. So we got a team for the banking enterprise customers. Today, the banks in China, they all have their mobile apps. They put a lot of efforts on that because they need this new way to get engaged of their end users. So there's a number, 400 million MAUs. Each of the major banks today have their own mobile banking applications. This is the total MAU numbers for the Chinese mobile banking users. So it's pretty amazing, huh? And we have done some, profiling studies on the 400 million MAUs for the mobile banking enterprise. We found that they have strong gaming characteristic. They all play games. So this should be a huge matchup between the traffic from the mobile banking and the content providers on the mobile gaming. So we match them together, and for the game developers, these are the most famous titles today, MMT and the Legends of Dota. They create a special gift package on the mobile banking applications, and they are eager to find new ways for their monetization of their gamers, but turns out it's quite successful. This is the numbers of the performance. It seems that the gift package has been sold out over the first hour after the campaigns get started. So this is pretty interesting. Cross industry new business opportunity that enabled by DMP. So some outlooks that in the for the next step, we think an IP and innovations on gameplay will be some key factors for mid-core developers to get future success in the Chinese market. But everybody should pay more attention on the ROI that data can help you out on that. So TalkingData, we're here to bring you the total solutions. We got the insight to give you the benchmark and the reports to help you get insights of the Chinese market, to get you synchronized and updated with the competition. And we got Talking Game, the game analytics platform that give you the all-in-one solution to help you do live operation in China. We give you analytics, we help you to segment, to find your target users, and we give you push notification to get reach of the target users, and we help you do attribution to evaluate the performance of your campaign. And Apps API will help you to track the performance of your campaigns and ad promotion through across different channels in China. And last but not least, DMP, that should be the centralized platform that enabled the enhancements of ROI for the whole system of the mobile industries of China. Okay, so that's all I have. And yeah, if you have any questions or you are interested in data and China, you can talk to me offline. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Do we have any questions from the audience? I actually have one question for you. From your mobile tracking solution, when it comes to user acquisition in China, do you see more presence of Western ad networks, or do Chinese developers really use domestic channels?
Of course, we see more and more Western players in China, like InMobi, Chartboost, and AdMob. They also have very good traffic source because they have very strong monetization capabilities, which is quite attractive to the mobile developers in China.
But are the domestic channels still dominant, or what would you say is the breakdown between international and domestic channels? Do you have any data?
Yes, like the data in the presentation, some large domestic players in ad networks like Dumob, Lime, they're still the strongest player in the market. But we do see the performance of Western ad networks. Performance is getting better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. We have another question there.
Okay.
So of your 4 packages and components that you provide, which is the one that you find is easiest for people to understand why they need it, and which one is the one that's the hardest thing for people to appreciate how they can use it?
The easiest thing to understand is our insight market intelligence platform, because you need data. You need to know everything about the market. Who is the top performers? What is the top app stores that the data can directly help you. But the hardest thing is the DMP. It's quite technical or business oriented, but I think the value it's gonna create is pretty huge. It's much larger than just simply market intelligence. Yeah.
Makes sense. Any other
Cool.
questions?
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Ibrahim. Thanks.